In the shadow of a tech boom era, where innovation outpaces the setting sun, two friends and tinkerers, Alex and Ben, pour their nights and weekends into a project that could flip the tech industry on its head. Operating on a shoestring budget, but powered by relentless ambition, they transform an average suburban garage into a crucible of future possibilities. Their initial goal was straightforward: to create a device that could reduce the mass of objects, a breakthrough that could revolutionize everything from shipping to space travel. Months of trial and error, theories, and endless calculations lead to an unforeseen breakthrough. Their device, meant to manipulate the physical properties of matter, begins exhibiting effects that defy the very concept of time and space. Upon realizing they've stumbled into the realm of time travel, Alex and Ben are initially swept up in the potential of their discovery. The initial thrill quickly gives way to a sobering sense of responsibility. They choose to keep their invention a secret, fully aware that such technology could wreak havoc if it fell into the wrong hands. As they cautiously experiment, setting strict guidelines to ensure they don't irreversibly alter the timeline, Alex and Ben began to envision the endless possibilities their machine could offer. From making investments that could secure their financial futures to correcting minor past mistakes, the temptation to use the machine for personal gain becomes increasingly hard to resist. However, as their experiments grow bolder, tensions rise between the two friends. Each experiment brings new challenges and moral dilemmas. Do they have the right to alter the past? What are the unintended consequences of their actions? In this new reality, the lines between right and wrong begin to blur, leaving a gray area filled with uncertainty. Buoyed by their groundbreaking discovery, Alex and Ben embark on a series of cautious yet audacious experiments with time travel. Each venture into the past is meticulously planned and executed, their actions guided by a set of rules designed to minimize their impact on the timeline. They start small, testing the waters with inconsequential changes, marveling at their ability to weave in and out of the fabric of time. Their first significant journey is driven by a mix of curiosity and a desire to benefit from their invention without causing harm. They choose to make a minor investment based on future knowledge, a test to see if they can indeed alter their financial destinies without broader repercussions. The success of this venture fills them with exhilaration and a dangerous confidence. They begin to see themselves not just as inventors, but as masters of time, navigating the streams of the past and future with growing boldness. As their journeys become more frequent and their alterations to the timeline more significant, the complexity of their actions begins to compound. They start to encounter unexpected changes in their present lives, small at first, but increasingly alarming. A misplaced object here, an unremembered conversation there. The fabric of their reality seems to be fraying at the edges. The thrill of control gives way to a creeping doubt. Questions and concerns they hadn't considered start to surface. What if their actions have unforeseen effects on others? Can they truly anticipate the ripple effects of their inventions? The moral implications of their experiments begin to weigh heavily on them, driving a wedge between their once unshakable partnership. Ben starts to advocate for more cautious approaches, proposing they limit their interventions to observing the past rather than altering it. Alex, however, is drawn deeper into the possibilities, driven by a mix of ambition and a naive belief that they can navigate the treacherous waters of time without consequence. Their differing philosophies on the power they wield begin to strain their friendship, leading to heated debates and a growing sense of isolation. As they stand at this crossroads, the foundational trust that had united them in their quest begins to erode, leaving them to question not only the ethics of their actions, but the nature of their bond. The stage is set for a confrontation that will challenge the very core of their friendship and the future they thought they were shaping. The fabric of reality, once a playground for Alex and Ben's ambitions, starts to twist and buckle under the weight of their manipulations. The thrill of bending time gives way to a growing realization of the profound consequences their actions have unleashed. As the anomalies in their current lives become more pronounced, the stark reality of their situation sets in. The first undeniable sign that they've gone too far comes when Alex encounters someone who vividly remembers a conversation they never had. This jarring experience is soon followed by other, more unsettling occurrences. Friends mention events Alex and Ben have no recollection of. They find items they don't remember acquiring. The world around them feels increasingly unfamiliar, a puzzle where pieces have been subtly yet fundamentally rearranged. Ben, ever the more cautious of the two, begins to painstakingly trace their steps, attempting to understand the extent of their impact. His research leads to a chilling conclusion. They are not only altering their own timelines, but are creating parallel realities with each journey. The complexity of their situation becomes daunting as they realize that their attempts to fix past interventions only compound their mistakes, leading to a labyrinth of timelines that increasingly diverge from their original reality. As the consequences of their actions ripple outward, affecting not just their lives, but those of the people around them, the moral implications become impossible to ignore. The community they thought they knew morphs into a stranger landscape with each passing day. Friendships strain and fracture under the weight of unshared histories, and the future becomes an increasingly unpredictable maelstrom of possibilities. The realization that they are trapped in a web of their own making forces Alex and Ben to confront the ethical boundaries they have crossed. Their once noble intentions, to use time travel for the betterment of their lives without harming others, now seems naive at best. The paradoxes they've created reveal a disturbing truth. With every attempt to control time, they lose more control over their own lives and the fabric of reality itself. This reckoning brings the friends to a critical juncture. The rift between them widens as they grapple with the guilt of their recklessness and the daunting task of rectifying their myriad of mistakes. Alex clings to the belief that they can still navigate their way out of the chaos, while Ben is consumed by the fear that their tampering has caused irreversible damage. Caught in a storm of their own making, they face a stark choice: continue down the path of manipulation with its escalating consequences, or attempt to restore the timeline, accepting that some damages might be irreparable. The tension between them reaches a breaking point, setting the stage for a confrontation that will decide the fate of their friendship and the reality they fractured. The escalating consequences of their time travel experiments force Alex and Ben into a confrontation that threatens to sever their bond forever. The world around them feels increasingly alien, a constant reminder of the reckless hubris that led them to believe they could control time without fallout. The tension that has been brewing between them finally erupts over a discovery that shakes their resolve to its core. Alex finds evidence of a paradox so severe it threatens the very fabric of their existence. In one of their timelines, a significant event has been altered, leading to a cascade of changes that neither of them remembers making. This revelation brings home the terrifying scope of their actions. The theoretical dangers of time travel, once abstract and distant, are now painfully real, manifesting in a reality that feels increasingly fragmented. Faced with this undeniable proof of their folly, Ben insists on halting all further experiments. He argues for a drastic measure: to use the machine one last time to undo their initial discovery, effectively erasing all knowledge of the time travel technology from their minds. Alex, however, is unwilling to let go. Driven by a mix of fear, guilt, and a desperate need to regain control, he proposes a different plan. He believes they can still navigate their way through the chaos, correcting their mistakes without sacrificing their greatest discovery. Their disagreement boils over into a heated argument. a clash of ideals and egos that fractures their friendship. Ben sees Alex's refusal as a dangerous denial of responsibility, while Alex views Ben's proposal as an act of cowardice, a surrender to fear. Unable to find common ground, they part ways, each convinced that his approach is the only viable solution. Alex embarks on a solo mission, determined to use their creation to fix the past and restore some semblance of order. Ben, meanwhile, retreats into isolation, consumed by guilt and a deepening sense of dread. He begins to document the anomalies and paradoxes they've encountered, hoping to find some way to mitigate the damage if Alex's plan fails. As they pursue their separate paths, the fabric of reality continues to unravel. The world becomes a patchwork of overlapping timelines, each change introducing new anomalies. The people around them, including their closest friends and family, grow increasingly distant, their relationships strained by a web of unshared memories and experiences. In this fractured reality, Alex and Ben's once unbreakable bond seems like another casualty of their ambition. As they forge ahead, the question looms large. Can the course they've set be corrected? Or have their actions set in motion a series of events that can never be undone? In the shadow of their fractured friendship and a reality coming undone at the seams, Alex and Ben face the consequences of their hubris. As Alex delves deeper into the labyrinth of time, his attempts to rectify the past only further distort the present. Each journey back becomes a haunting reflection of the impermanence of their actions and the elusive nature of control. Meanwhile, Ben's retreat into isolation leads him to a profound realization. The documentation of their experiments, a meticulous chronicle of their journey and its fallout, becomes a map of their mistakes. He begins to see patterns in the chaos, a glimmer of understanding that perhaps there is a way to heal the rifts they've created, not through further manipulation of time, but by accepting the consequences of their actions and moving forward. The turning point comes unexpectedly. A chance encounter brings Ben face to face with a stranger whose life has been inadvertently altered by their experiments. This meeting is a stark reminder of the personal costs of their ambition, a reflection of the unseen impacts on the lives around them. It's this encounter that catalyzes Ben's resolve to confront Alex, leading to a reunion that is both tense and laden with the weight of unspoken regrets. Their meeting is a confrontation of ideals and consequences. Alex, weary and disillusioned from his fruitless attempts to mend the past, finds in Ben a semblance of the hope he thought lost. Ben, armed with the insights gleaned from his isolation, proposes a new plan. It's not about erasing their discovery or continuing to alter the past, but accepting the world they've created and finding a way to live within it, scars and all. Together, they decide to dismantle the machine, a symbolic gesture of their acceptance of the immutable flow of time and the relinquishing of their control over it. The resolution comes not with a dramatic restoration of the original timeline, but with a quieter acceptance of the new reality they've shaped. Alex and Ben embark on a journey of reconciliation, not just with each other, but with the altered fabric of their lives. They reach out to those affected by their experiments, offering apologies and explanations where they can, accepting silence or anger where they cannot. In the end, the world stabilizes into a new normalcy, one that bears the marks of their journey through time, but also holds the possibility of renewal. The story of their friendship, strained and tested by the allure of power and the weight of guilt, finds its resolution in a shared commitment to forge a path forward, mindful of the past but not bound by it. Alex and Ben's journey through the complexities of time ends not with their restoration of what was lost, but with the acceptance of what has been learned. In their quest for control, they discovered the value of letting go, the strength found in admitting mistakes, and the importance of moving forward together.